So it's the first year that we're in this office for Christmas. So we're planning the party and it's going well.
So, guys, I've got an idea for some decorations, but I don't think it's very good. So.
Yeah, you're right. It's probably not very good, Dennis.
Oh, I want to hear it.
I think we could have like a tree, but I don't want people to think we like deforestation, so.
But we do like deforestation. Got any other ideas?
How about something like an angel to put on the tree?
Dude, angels are basic. Everyone has angels. Let's just go with the star.
How about some tinsel too? It's original.
It's a good idea. But what colour should we get?
There's, I think comes in red, silver, blue, gold.
It's Christmas. Let's go with red.
No, red's for commies.
This might take a while. It's the Davis and Dennis Show with Davis Fang, Dennis Fang, Esmeralda Parrick, Adam McPhilbin, Chopper Green, and guest G Swizzle Books. Hello, hello, hello. Hello, and welcome to the most festive Davis and Dennis show yet. Yes, in the spirit of Christmas, it's going to be the happiest and most positive show we've ever done. Dennis, what are your plans to make this the most festive and happy episode ever? Well, I've covered up the negative ends of these batteries. These are now the most positive batteries in the world. Ha 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 ha. And meanwhile, I don't need positive batteries because I'm a very positive person myself. HIV positive. Not at all, actually. I wrote that. Okay, anyway. Don't we have a great show for you tonight? Because we have G Swizzle Books. And I assume G stands for great. Just like the G in Alexander the Great, Catherine the Great, and Hitler the Dennis. I think the G actually stands for Grace. Like, that's her name. Oh. Grace G Swizzle is an amazing booktuber and all-around good person.
Sounds sarcastic.
On her channel, she regularly does book hauls and TBRs. Oh, TBRs. I love them. Let's do one right now. TBR, to be rude. I think you're really ugly and like really short. 5'4"? You're so short you have to shop at Gap Baby. I'm like 5'4" and a centimeter, so I can shop at Gap Kids. Well, TBR actually stands for to be read. Oh. Well, anyway, let's see what she's doing in the green room. No, what is she doing? That's too negative. Cut. We can't have this destruction in our festive episode. Okay, let's think it through. I think the most happy and the most festive thing that we can possibly do and begin this episode with is with a roast. A roast, yum, I do love a good roast turkey. We're not roasting turkey today, I'm afraid. Oh, that's okay, chicken's fine. It's not chicken either. Oh. Instead, we are going to be roasting you. So sit back, relax, get your spit bowls ready, because this is going to be a proper roast. There's going to be spit takes. Yes, I can't wait. There's nothing I like more than being in the middle of spit takes and roasting. Okay, now on to, roll the intro to Drama Explained. Davis, are you ready for the roast? Yes, roasts are usually reserved for the most respected people in the industry, so I'm actually pretty honored. Well, let's get started. So in the last episode, we all remember Davis delivered a terrible monologue warning everyone not to hire this presenter who's totally innocent, Ava Gordy. For what reason, you might ask? Because according to Davis, she was cursed. Whatever that means. I'm not sure if he's superstitious or... No, I'm a little stitious. Or if he was trying to be funny. Ava actually saw the video, however, and retweeted it with a caption, "Bruh." And then all hell broke loose. So Davis, was it worth it? Well, I thought it was pretty funny. Well, Kyle Taggart disagrees. He says, was that not the most cringy video I've seen in a while? He actually gets dressed in a dress shirt, holds his phone up to read off, and delivers his lines as much personality as a plank from Ed, and Eddie. Well, I wasn't reading off my phone. It was used to control the teleprompter, actually. And it goes on. Davis made a comment about how he hopes Ava will join Philip DeFranco so she can curse him too, and maybe then we can win a Streamy for Best News Show. Billy S. Faulkner, however, didn't get the joke. Am I missing the joke, or is this guy serious about winning a Streamy with just 700 subscribers? Well, of course it was the joke. Even the can laughed as a joke, like it's so bad it's funny. No, Davis. A certain Steven wants to say something to you. It's real bad. Just real bad. It was legitimately distracting. You need to work on it. Okay, so it was just about the editing. It's nothing personal. I wish it was nothing personal. But Olivia expresses, he has really bad delivery. I almost fell asleep to him talking. LMAO. And Maia agrees and adds, his bodily movements are robotic and uncomfortable. I laughed, all caps. Okay, so it's only my personality that they didn't like. They didn't make fun of my looks at least. Well, Andre has 2 quick questions for you. Is your hair CGI? And why are you holding a chocolate bar? Oh, Davis has gone away crying and dropped his mic. He might be a while, so let's just cut the cameras for him. Let's introduce Grace. G Swizzle Books is a booktuber who makes videos about books and also works at a bookstore.
Yay!
Thank you so much for coming.
Thank you so much for having me.
Yes, it's great finally having someone with intellect on the channel for once. Having a booktuber who actually reads.
I see Chopper just disappointed. I'm so sorry. I deeply apologize.
I think we have offended the entire camera crew. So if this looks terrible from now on, that's the reason why. Okay, so I think everyone is dying to know. By everyone, I mean the 3 people watching right now. How did you get into making books, videos about books? Because like you could make YouTube videos about anything, literally anything, apart from pornography. But why books?
Okay. Well, who says I haven't tried anything else?
Oh.
No, that sounds so bad after what you just said. No, but yeah, I've had like 2 other channels which are like privated now.
Okay.
Yeah, let's just say that they consisted of like school English projects and lip sync videos. Those were the days when I wasn't G Swizzle.
Okay,
Why
what
did
did
you
you
say
call
that?
yourself?
Grace.
That's great. So how did you
Grace.
come up with G Swizzle then?
I didn't come up with G Swizzle actually.
Was it a
was-
high school nickname?
It was technically a youth group nickname. So like I was just very into the rap scene, rap music, and people were just like, "You're so gangster," and so then all of a sudden they just came up with a gangster nickname. I grew up in a religious household. My older sister's name is Hope. I have a baby sister named Faith, and I've also got a brother named Sam, but like we don't talk about
I
him.
shouldn't laugh, but that's kind of funny.
So like to have a nickname, G Swizzle, was just completely different for me. And I don't know, it was like a symbol of independence for me. That was when I was like, you know what, I'm G Swizz. Like as much as I love being called Grace, obviously, I love you, my parents. Thank you for giving me a good name.
Okay,
But G Swizz is awesome too.
so you got into booktubing because they did well for you, the videos? Or
No, my youth girls actually introduced me to reading, and I didn't grow up reading. And once I discovered the joy I had in reading, that's when I became passionate about it. But because I think I was like around 18 and I just wanted to talk to everybody about all the books that I was reading, not everybody was interested. I'm like, you know what? Let's start a booktube channel because I need an outlet. And then it became successful, I guess. So it wasn't really about the success factor being like, oh, you know, booktubers do better than other YouTubers. That's not always the case. It's never always the case. I mostly did it because it was out of passion. It was definitely out of something that I wanted to discuss with people. And there's so many other people in this community, in the same community, that started booktube for the same reasons, because they love talking about the books that they're reading. They love talking about the stories they're experiencing. So yeah, that's the reason why I started a booktube channel 3 years ago.
Wow, that's very inspirational. What might not be so inspirational though are YouTuber books. Have you read any? You know, sort of like Zoella's Girl Online, Alfie Days' Pointless book, stuff like that.
I feel like I'm gonna get a lot of hate from the fangirls. So I read Children of Eden by Joey Graceffa.
Yeah.
And let's just say that that didn't go down well. We have my book club read it. And we all had a very negative opinion about it. So let's just say that. Yeah, with Girl Online, the reason why I'm like very hesitant to talk about Girl Online is because I have a really good friend that loves that book series.
Oh,
and
wow.
like I love
I didn't know
Girl,
that they
I love
existed.
you, but yeah, they exist.
Okay.
But yeah, they like it for the anxiety rep, and I think that that's definitely very important to
That's true.
convey in young adult fiction these days. It's just personally something I wouldn't read. So yeah, really with YouTuber books, it depends on the premise. I'm not really into the nonfiction ones, like the, I don't know, How to Throw a Party one that someone just
I don't know
published.
which one that is.
That's Zoella's new one. Yeah,
Oh,
not-
that's
definitely not
Cordially Yours.
Yeah.
We had a story on that.
Yeah, I'm like not that interested in those type of YouTuber books. I gave Children of Eden a chance. So
Okay.
yeah, it really
And it
depends on the premise.
disappointed you.
Yeah, it disappointed me,
Okay, so
unfortunately.
we live in a society right now where the easiest way to get a publishing deal is to be a famous YouTuber. So
Yeah.
if you were ever offered the opportunity to write a book, would you, and what would it be about?
Well, I personally want to make sure that I am nurturing my gifts by actually, I don't know, practicing writing. I'm
Okay,
not
so you
really
wouldn't
a
go
writer.
into it straight away?
Yeah, I wouldn't go into it
So
straight
you might
away.
get it ghostwritten?
I wouldn't get it ghostwritten at all, because I personally want to put my heart and soul into a project if I was to accept something like that. I would possibly write about superheroes, because superheroes are my vibe. If not, I would have some sort of superhero influence in there at some point in time.
Yeah, speaking of super things. Okay, so in a video a few months ago, you mentioned that 2018 was a pretty good year for you. You achieved quite a lot. What do you think you're proudest of?
What video was that?
I cannot remember the title of it, but it was like 22 something or other.
22 things I did at the age of 22.
That, yeah.
Yeah, I'm pretty
Wow.
sure you were referring to that video. Yes. So I did a few things this year. I had reached a few milestones when it came to my channel. I didn't expect to grow this rapidly, but like from the beginning of the year, I think at the beginning of the year I had like 1.5k subscribers, amazing subscribers, book lovers, as I like to call them, and I recently just hit 5k,
Wow.
which is insane.
Have a round of applause.
Literally 50-50 as I'm filming this right now. Like I have a screenshot, 50-50. I'm like, 1 foot in, 1 foot, no, jokes. I love you guys. You guys are amazing. I had also lost around 34 kilos this year so
Oh wow,
far.
that's incredible.
yeah.
Have another round of applause.
Thank you. Yeah, so at the beginning of the year, like every other year, like I've told myself, I'm gonna achieve that one day, but I never end up doing anything about it. And this year I just decided 2018 was gonna be my year where I was gonna persist and do as much as I possibly could. And I do talk about in that video that I hated the number 22 for a certain reason, but I was able to achieve a lot at the age of 22. And yeah, that's amazing. Like, it's something that just blows my mind constantly. It's definitely probably the video I'm most proud of on my channel at the moment, because I was able to be vulnerable with everybody and everybody was just backing me up. Like, the community that I am in, they're the biggest cheerleaders and I love them a lot. So yeah.
Yeah, that sounds pretty great. And our last question is, if you could take 3 books with you, this might be quite hard for you,
It is
on a
very
desert
hard.
island, what would they be?
It's like you asking like,
I know, exactly. It's really difficult.
it's like you asking if you could take 3 books out of your house that is getting burnt down right now, which one would you choose?
Which one would you say first?
Okay, so a trilogies, trilogies.
Just a single trilogy? You could do that
I
if
could
you
do
wanted.
a single trilogy if I wanted to, but
There's a lack of variety.
yeah, there's a lack of variety there.
Bet you it's Twilight.
No,
You haven't
do you
read
realize
Twilight.
that Twilight's not a trilogy?
I don't read.
You don't read.
You haven't read Twilight, which I found
Yeah, I
surprising.
haven't
Even
actually
I've read
Twilight.
Twilight.
See, Twilight is the book series that got a lot of people into reading, and I'm curious to know why. Mine was Divergent, and so I
Oh.
would say this is really funny. I mean, my viewers would know why, but Insurgent is the one I would take, only because, like I mentioned in the 22 things I did at 22, that was the book that saved my life. So I'd take Insurgent. Let's see. I take The Great Gatsby by F. Scott Fitzgerald.
It's a particularly short book, though.
It is a very short book, but it's very nostalgic. And I'd also take Hamlet by William Shakespeare.
Do we classify that as a book? It's been
It
put
is
into a
it's
book
a it's
before,
a
so,
it's a play
yeah.
script, but it's
Okay.
printed into a book. It's
Yeah, that's
published.
2 books. One more.
I said
Did you
Insurgent.
say 3? Oh, Insurgent. Okay. I
Yeah,
haven't
so
been listening.
there's one YA, one play script, and one classic. So I think that there's a good variety there.
That is
I
a
didn't
good
wanna
variety.
mess that up or like bring one of one thing. You know,
Yeah.
you gotta have variety.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And now it's time for our What segment. So welcome back, guys. This is our What segment. We have Grace with us, if you've forgotten in the past 15 seconds. Okay, and so you've read a lot of books in the past.
Yes, I have.
I've read less books, but even with less books, I've forgotten a lot of details from those books. And I'm guessing that you might have a similar experience.
Yes, I would.
So
agree.
in this fantastic challenge, I've stalked your Goodreads. I didn't check which bookshelf it was, so I'm just going to assume that you've read all of these books. And you're going to guess the name of the main character, because surely at least you would remember that, right?
Okay, yeah. Well, you didn't check the dates I read them, did you?
Well, I went quite far down the list, so we'll see.
Okay, let's do
Okay.
this.
First book.
So the first one is An Absolutely Remarkable Thing by Hank Green. It's a fairly new release.
It is,
So hopefully
yeah.
you should remember something about it.
Yeah, and
What's the
I
name of
had
the main
to do-
character?
Oh yeah, I had to do a review on it for my channel. Thanks Hachette Australia for sending me a copy. The answer is April May.
Yes, which is a fantastic name if you ask me.
It's a very creative name.
Yeah.
I don't know how I would have ever thought about that.
Book 2.
And the second book is Grace and Fury by Tracy Banghart. Do you remember reading that one?
Yes, I do. That was another book I got sent by Hachette. Shout out to you guys. Okay.
So you remember who sent you the book, but do you remember
Yes.
the name
Yeah.
of the main
Okay.
character? It's quite a weird one.
There are 2 main characters, 2 perspectives we follow.
Okay, I've only got one name here.
Okay, so Serena and Nomi.
Okay, yes, Serena, that's good. That's the one I'll take. Serena Tessaro, which is a great name.
Book 3.
And the third book is Norwegian Wood, which is quite a good name.
Dang it! Oh my goodness, I forgot. No.
It's by Haruki Murakami,
Murakami.
who you've mentioned quite often in your videos. So I'm guessing you like this author.
I do like this author, but I forgot the names because there's like 4 different main characters. I mean, like one that we follow,
Okay.
but like,
It's quite a Japanese name.
yeah.
So if that helps. Starts with a T. And I'm afraid that's too long. It's
Yeah.
Toru Watanabe.
Yeah, see, I remember Watanabe, but I didn't.
Watanabe.
But I didn't remember.
Remember Toru.
Yeah, I think it's because he gets pronounced. Not pronounced. What am I saying? He gets referred to as Watanabe all the time,
Okay.
and so that's why. I
Yeah,
always
they don't
forgot
really
Toru.
use first
Yeah.
names in Japan often.
Ah, that's
So
yeah.
that's probably why.
That's definitely why.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Book 4.
Okay, our 4th book is Geekerella by Ashley Poston. Do you remember
Okay.
this book?
So it's a Cinderella retelling.
Who would have imagined?
I don't know. I'm trying to remember. Is it Ella?
Well, it's pretty close. I'll take it. It's Elle Whittimer.
Elle. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Pretty close.
Book 5.
Okay, and
Yeah.
our final book. This is a real challenge because it's the only book on the list that I've read. And it's Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire by J.K. Rowling. Who is the main character?
I don't know.
Gosh, such a difficult one.
I know, right? I mean, is it Cedric Diggory? Is it Dumbledore shouting, "Harry, did you put your name in the Goblet of Fire?" No, it's obviously Voldemort.
Voldemort. You are correct.
Yeah, totally. He steals the show. Harry Potter.
Woo! Okay, so you got 4 out of 5. That is pretty good.
Pretty good. I'm still so ashamed about not getting Toru.
You should be.
I'm very
But
ashamed.
don't worry, because next up is our favorite segment, the Internet News. Let's cut to that. It's the Internet News with Davis and Dennis.
First up, catching up on news from last week is Luke Cartforth, a British YouTuber who is best known for songs like Pandemonium and If I Had a Penis. Yeah, that one is strangely relatable. Well, last week he released a cover of Christina Aguilera's Candyman, which I thought was pretty alright. But what wasn't alright, not alright at all, was when I noticed that it was sponsored by Chupa Chups, the most evilest and most dastardly of all sweets. It's just impossible to open. You try. Oh.
Well, in our other story that should have been in last week's episode is Jake Paul's Uncut documentary series. And I use the term documentary very loosely here. Jake Paul's documentary is as close to being a real documentary as we are to being a real late night talk show.
Very close then.
Anyway, in the series that currently has 2 parts, he tries to document what went wrong with his relationship with Erica Costell. Unfortunately for him, their relationship was the only thing that humanized him after the whole sociopath thing. So that's a good thing for Erica, maybe?
Yep, I'm proud of that. Now it's time to get the tissues out, because this week it was announced that Tumblr is going to ban porn from their platform starting on December the 17th.
Oh no.
My penis is shedding a tear.
Alright, but don't think that this decision is just going to be affecting pornography, because it includes any content containing human genitalia, female presenting nipples, and any media involving sex acts, including illustrations. This means that this would probably be the last year that we have a story on the most shipped YouTubers on Tumblr. And Dennis, would you like to guess who it was this year?
Yes, please. I'm pretty sure that it was me and my panda, Fufu.
Yep, but I'm afraid that it's not, because for the millionth year running, it's Fan, as in Dan Is Not On Fire and Amazing Phil. Honestly, this is as predictable as the new Robin Hood movie bombing in the box office. I mean, who thought that would be a good idea?
No more draw naked Phils?
No.
I mean, at least it's a better love story than Twilight, am I right?
Dennis, you can't keep referencing Twilight. This reflects badly on the both of us.
Team Jacob all the way. Anyway, in even more Dan and Phil news, Phil this week tweeted, "Whiskers are coming. Tweet questions for Phil is not on fire. 10 using the hashtag pinoff10.
Sound exactly like Phil there.
Thank you. Now, I don't know about you, Davis, but I think that he might be hinting here. I can't be absolutely sure about it. This is all speculation, remember, but I'm considering the option that Phil might be signifying that his Q&A series with Dan is Not on Fire may or may not be coming soon.
Whoa, yeah, I think that you might be onto something here.
I'm Sherlock.
Well, last year we were courageous enough to make a similar statement, and our proposed date was only a few months off for pin-off time.
Very close.
Well, last year the video came out on the 24th of November, and it was on the 29th of November the year before, and also the 29th of November the year before that. Since it's December now, our prediction is that this year's pin-off will be coming out precisely any day now.
What a courageous prediction you've made, Davis. We'll see if you're correct next year. In other news from the Brit crew.
Well, I would argue that neither Dan nor Phil were really part of the Brit crew.
Whatever, Davis. The wider Brit crew then. Hazel Hayes, who is best known for her Tipsy Talk series and her short films, is releasing a book. Whoop! Yep, in the surprise of the century, she is releasing a novel and it's called Out of Love. Now, you guys know that I love her, but her new hairstyle just makes me think that she got a bit too excited when she saw Archie Andrews on Riverdale. I mean, with the eyebrows and how vibrant her hair is. But let's just hope that her writing's a bit better than what we've been seeing recently. I mean, nuns? Really?
Yeah, Riverdale's become a bit weird lately, hasn't it? But speaking of Hazel Hayes, Dan and Phil and Luke Cutforth, wouldn't it just be amazing if they could all just come together and appear in a documentary series a bit like a Shane Dawson one, only much bigger and better?
Yes. I think that would be the best thing I will ever see, and I've seen lots of beautiful things, like my reflection.
Yeah, well, from 2012 to 2014, there was such a series just like that. And it was called Becoming YouTube. To this day, I still show people this series if they want to be introduced to the crazy world of YouTube. In January 2015, the trailer for the second season was released, and since then, it has been silence. Apart from some vague tweets, there has been literally nothing. Until now, because Louise Pentland, who appeared in the trailer, tweeted this week that just heard a whisper that Benjamin Cook's Becoming YouTube 2 will be out soon. While Ben is denying the rumors in the comments, we all know that Tumblr is finally ready to dissect the now 4-year-old interviews with Dan and Phil. 4 years old, it's been that long.
And in our final story, Shane Dawson and Ryland Adams bought a new house. And we the unicorns called it stunning. Despite how down to earth Shane likes to present himself every time he visits an LA mansion, I have to say that it does appear to be a bit more grandiose than the bedroom tours that I remember seeing on YouTube from a few years back. Davis, do you think that YouTubers should be showing off their entire houses these days, or should it just be their bedrooms?
Well, I guess if you aren't living at home anymore, and there isn't the chance of seeing your dad sans bathrobe, well, I don't see a reason why you should just limit yourself to the bedroom. I mean, you could do it on the kitchen table, in the home office, or even in some bushes in the front garden. Yeah.
That is some very good advice there. If you want more of that, follow Davis's OnlyFans account with just $99 a month. And that was the internet news.
Hello and welcome back to the Davis and Dennis Show, where we are doing the pickle challenge with Grace. Okay, how are you feeling about this?
I'm pretty nervous about it, not gonna lie.
Look at it.
Yeah.
What do you feel within you? Dread, happiness, one of those?
Discomfort.
Discomfort.
Rather be featured in the Eric Andre show. No, I'm joking. That would be
Okay.
even more uncomfortable.
Okay, wow. I don't know how to. Now you're making me uncomfortable.
I know that I feel very uncomfortable saying that. I'm so sorry.
Okay, let's not talk about competition. I'm gonna
I'm
begin.
gonna leave now.
Please come back. We need a guest.
Sorry, I almost died of humiliation and I left my phone.
Okay, firstly, we're going to take a picture of you. Hold this and Polaroid, please don't fail me. Come on. Sponsored by Polaroid.
Obviously.
Oh, so good. By the end of the segment, there'll be a picture of you.
And I will look wasted.
Okay, wanna get started? I'm sure you're ready. Ta-da! These are quite big, so be careful. They're not a choking hazard though. 3, 2, 1, go! Okay, you're going for the the cheeks. That is what chipmunks do, I think. Why else do they have big cheeks? But you don't have particularly big cheeks, so how many can you fit? I wasn't counting. Was it someone counting? I forgot to count. It's been a while since I've done this segment. That is lot. There's 7 apparently. 8. There's quite a lot of pickle hanging out of your mouth. Does that count? I'm not even sure if this counts. Should it count? You look like you're in pain. Oh my god, please don't vomit. Wow! Let's give her a round of applause. That was extraordinary. Okay, have your water.
Yeah, I'm gonna need that.
How did you feel how does it feel to have so many pickles in your mouth?
I went from feeling very discomforted, no, that's not even a word. Wow,
So
intellectual. No, I felt so uncomfortable at first, but now I feel victorious.
Well, should you feel victorious because you've had, let's count, some of the pickles are quite small.
But one of them was really big, and that was probably the second one. I'm like, oh yeah, I shouldn't have gone for this one.
Okay, 1, 2, welcome to Counting with Dennis. 3,
This should be a segment.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and I touched one. Yeah. That is 10. That is actually extraordinary. You've tied with Chopper. Woo! You beat Libby. You are tied second.
Dang!
Wow, that's amazing, and I don't have a pen.
It's because I mentioned Eric Andre, wasn't it?
Yeah. Budget cuts.
Yeah. I'm a
not
dishonored guest now.
And not because of the small pickles that you had.
Wow. No critical shame.
Grace, 10. I can't reach that. My arms don't go that far.
Short people problems. It's real.
There we go. You are tied. You're underneath Chopper. That's probably sexist.
Or it's a height issue.
You've reached the glass ceiling. How do you? Oh no. No, I'm sure our next female guest will get 11. There is no glass ceiling. There is, but not on this show. Okay, let's just next segment. Next segment. And our first comment comes from the video that we did with Libby. It's from Video Games for Fun. He says, Libby back again, 3rd time's a charm, you know. This was a good one. Thank you, I'm glad that you enjoyed this episode. The next comment comes from Sammy, who is Libby's sister, twin sister. She goes, this is why I'm the fave twin, because Libby did a gross. This is when Libby dribbled everywhere. I'm like Sammy, the fave twin.
The next comment is from Funny Man. He says, play Fortnite. What's Fortnite?
And last but not least, Cara Bottrell said, I feel like a chosen one when my comment makes it. Well, that's not happening this episode.
And now it's time to end the show. How are you all feeling? So sad. Sad? Are you sad as well?
I'm pretty sad.
How can we be
Yeah.
sad when this is the most positive show ever? I've lost my positive batteries. I see. Well, if you want more positivity in your life, you can always follow G Swizzle on her social media. Now, where may we find you?
You can follow me on Twitter and Instagram via G Swizzle Books, or you can follow me on my Goodreads and, I don't know, follow up with how much reading I do. That is www.goodreads.com/gswizzle. Of course, I didn't forget, which is good because I almost did. Oh yeah, and I have YouTube.
So, you're a YouTuber. That was in. I thought you were just a good reader. Exactly. Good. So,
You're a good reader.
So people should
Good
follow
reader.
you on Goodreads before they follow you on YouTube.
Yeah, you know, like get my reading tastes before you decide whether my personality is worth it or not.
Precisely. Well, if you enjoyed this episode, you could give it a like and comment below if you want your comment featured in next week's episode. Yes. And on that note, toodaloo.
Love you, book lovers.
Bye.